Good morning, everybody. What is up? How you doing? Go Dogs, all that good stuff. For any of you college football fans, how about them Dogs, huh? Yeah, it's Wednesday morning. I'm still on my little high. Hey, it is what it is. We're not used to winning like this, guys. The good Lord has sure been smiling down on me the past few months. We are world champions here in the state of Georgia with my Braves, and we are national champions here in the state of Georgia with my Georgia Bulldogs. I can't complain one bit. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. Just want to get on here and holler at y'all this morning. I hope y'all can see me. I know there's a glare in here. I know somebody commented on one of my videos and said it was a little too dark. That's my garage, guys. I do apologize for that. And I will try to take that into consideration moving forward with my next videos. But anywho, just want to give y'all an update real quick. I went yesterday evening, my wife and I, we went and we were actually going to do an estimate for a job. There was an HOA called me. It's actually right up by the Augusta National Golf Course, which is where most of you probably know, which is where they play the Masters Golf Tournament every year. In my opinion, I'm not a golf fan, but in my opinion, it's probably the most beautiful man-made place on earth. But had a HOA call me. I actually know the guy's dad. I used to run deer dogs and rabbit dogs with him when I was a kid. But he called me and wanted me to come give an estimate for their entrance, and their entrance consists of 4 islands. They're raised islands, if you know what I'm talking about. But picture a median in the road, a raised median with grass and bushes and flowers and whatnot, things like that. But he had 4 of those. One of them was probably about 100 foot long, and actually 2 of them are probably about 100 feet long, to be honest with you. And 2 of them were basically just a little small, I don't know, I'd probably say 15 foot radius, or 15 foot circles, you know, circumference, radius, I get confused with all that. 15 feet across. Whatever, I'm not a mathematician, not really good at all those numbers. But anyway, and they consisted of Bermuda grass. Of course, here in the South, we're loaded down with Bermuda grass. And they also had different types of shrubbery. And of course, there was some cleanup that was going to have to be done, because they have some very finicky box elder maple trees that they have planted between all the bushes. And you know, if you know anything about box elder maples, their limbs are very brittle. And I actually have 2 in my yard, and I'm constantly picking up limbs in my yard. But anyway, but they were wanting pine straw around their bushes, and they were also wanting some flowers planted spring and fall right by their entrance sign, which is no problem, you know. Probably for somebody that's set up to do that kind of stuff, it'd be no time for them, and it'd actually be a pretty quick payday once you get it to the point where it can just be maintained. But right now it's a mess. They had someone previously taking care of it. It was a younger guy, and the guy told me that they had to let him go because he just wasn't doing his job, and wasn't coming out there keeping it maintained and all that. He had signed up for year-round service, and the guy wasn't holding up his end of the bargain. I guess once it got cold, he decided to knock off. But anyway, you can tell it's pretty nasty. I mean, it needs some work, and it's going to need a hard pruning here pretty soon in the next 2 weeks or so. But I hate it, but I had to turn that job down because it's a little bit more than what I'm set up to do. You know, right now I'm running a battery-operated hedge trimmer. And it's not a good hedge trimmer at all. As a matter of fact, it gets stuck in the on position, and I have to beat the brakes off of it to get it to turn off for safety, and take the battery out to keep it from turning back on. But yeah, it's just something that right now, with the setup that I have, I had to turn it down because there's no way that I could possibly keep this guy's service like it needs to be serviced. And with me starting out, I don't want to get a bad reputation of doing shoddy work or just not holding up my end of the bargain. So as bad as I hated it, I had to turn it down, because it actually would have been a good payday to get it to where it would be serviceable. And he understood that it was going to be a lot up front, because it was a lot of work to do up front to get it to that point. But man, once you got it to that point, it would have been a sweet payday for somebody. And I told the guy, if for some reason there's a landscaper that can get it to that point, but he decides he doesn't want to take care of it, give me a call. I'm more than glad to come out and keep it maintained for you. But I cannot really, as bad as it was, I'm not set up to do that kind of work. It'd have been probably a full weekend job, and I'm trying to grow. I've got other jobs lined up, so it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta turn stuff down when you're not set up to do it, and I don't want to get myself in too deep and then get myself into something that I can't get out of. So there's that. But anyway, and I hated it too, guys, because just the maintenance part of it, to keep it maintained, it probably would have been enough. It was going to be a big enough payday every month where it would have paid my truck payment completely. And probably had some left over. I mean, it was that big of a job. But it is what it is. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. But anyway, I am on my way right now to Home Depot. I'm going to buy a connector for my water tank. I actually have a good buddy of mine that hooked me up with a water tank, one of those portable 275-gallon water tanks. And shout out to him, Buck. If you're watching this, I appreciate it, bud. He saved me about $400. And if you're in the Augusta area, y'all give him a call for any of your needs. If you're in the Richmond County area, if you're in the Columbia County area, call me first. But he's a good guy. Look him up. It's Unlimited Lawn Maintenance LLC. So if you need anything and you're over in Richmond County, give him a shout. And I appreciate that, Buck. But I'm on the way to Home Depot right now to get a water hose connector for that water tank. And because my one full-time customer that I have right now, I've actually got to do some pressure washing at her house this weekend. I'm gonna get her sidewalks and her patio and her driveway looking right. And then next weekend I'm gonna get her I can't even talk, guys, but next weekend I'm gonna get her shrubs looking right. And that's just part of my services, make sure everybody's hedges are in shape. Once a month, when I have full-time customers like that, or year-round customers like that, I make sure their hedges are trimmed at least once a month. And when it's cold, I make sure their property is in tip-top condition, whether it needs a little leaf cleanup or some sticks got up in the yard, or if their driveway needs some attention, or their sidewalks, or their hard surface patios. When I say hard surface, I mean like bricks and concrete. I'm not getting out there pressure washing somebody's wood. I'm not going to be held liable for gouging up somebody's deck or fence or anything like that. But get out there and check on the yard, make sure they don't have no weeds that need to be trimmed or anything like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going out here. I'm actually on standby today from my full-time job, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm tired. I needed it. I needed that bad, and hadn't had a day off since sometime in September. So yeah, very thankful for that. But we'll go in here and get this taken care of, and I'm going to head to my pine straw, my new pine straw supplier. I actually just picked up a new straw supplier. The guy that I was going with is actually a guy that I know personally. I used to work with him when I was working at Budweiser, and great guy. I like him a lot, but He told me I could get straw from him any time of the year, and all I had to do was call him and let him know. Well, I called him, and he said he was out, which was fine. You know, it was raining cats and dogs for 2 weeks straight there. I understand that they couldn't work, you know, but he told me to text him or call him at the end of the week to make sure he had some. And I told him I needed 26 bales, and he told me to call him or text him at the end of the week to make sure he had some, and he would save some for me. Well, I texted him and called him, never got no response, and told him, I said, call me or text me whenever you get the message or whenever you get time, you know. I've got a job coming up. I need some bales, man. And never heard nothing back from him. So quick, fast, and in a hurry, I had to go find a new pine straw supplier. And this guy actually wound up being a little cheaper. He doesn't bale it himself. He actually goes through a guy down in Portal, Georgia, down below the fall line here in the state of Georgia. And if you're not familiar with Georgia, Portal is a little small town nestled right between, I'm gonna say, Statesboro, Twin City, and Metter. And it's a little small town down in South Georgia, and that's where we get all of our long needle pine straw from here in the state of Georgia. We get everything from South Georgia, because up here we don't have no long leaf Georgia pines. But I've got to go swing by and talk to that man. I've got to get 5 bales from him to finish up a job that I did Saturday. I actually misjudged, right? I didn't misjudge it. I measured a job, and I have a little calculator app on my phone. I type in the measurements of beds, and it lets me know how much straw that I actually need to get as far as bales go. And that's what I did, and it actually was really close, but I don't think it factored in the fact that you have to put, you know, a few more bales in there. I think it just quoted enough to just get ground coverage. It doesn't quote in enough to tuck and roll the edges like we do here in the state of Georgia. I don't know how everybody else does it across the country, but when we do straw here in Georgia, we tuck and roll the edges. It just looks a lot better, or at least for us around here, that's what we like. I don't know how y'all are in other parts of the country. And to each his own. Nothing wrong with that. If you just like flat pine straw laying in your beds, that's fine if that's what you like. But sorry guys, I'm particular about my beard and it's sticking out on the side. But anyway, I gotta go get 5 bales from that guy so I can finish up the edges on her property, and I'm not gonna charge her any extra, because I actually learned a lesson. I'm gonna whatever I know exactly how much I need for her yard now. I said 26, and it's actually gonna be 31 from now on. And also I learned to add a few more bales to whatever that calculator tells me. So, but yeah guys, I got that going on today, and fixing to go get that taken care of, get all my equipment taken care of and serviced like it should be, sharpen some blades up, change the oil on my mower. And not that it's due for service, but I've had it for a little while, and it's been sitting up in my garage, and I've used it on my yard and on other people's yards. So I'm gonna go ahead and service it, get it right for the season, and probably have to service it one more time midways through the year. But anyway guys, like I said, I'm not gonna charge that woman. She offered to pay me extra for however much those bales and all that cost. And hey bud, how you doing? But the guy just walked by, saw me in here talking to my phone. He kind of grinned and nodded his head at me, so I said hey back to him. But anyway, she told me she would charge me, or she would pay extra for those bales and for the labor, and I told her don't worry about it, you know, that's my fault. I should have judged it better, but that's just the way I like to run my business, guys. I try to keep it as professional as possible. At the same time, I want to have a good reputation, especially starting out. And integrity honesty and communication is key in my book. And to be honest with you, I believe that's key in anything you do in life. But go ahead and get all that taken care of and get her knocked out. And I'm gonna go pass out some business cards, guys. I know my wife just posted our business on Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app online. And I don't know how this computer stuff works, guys. So whatever it is, whether it's an app or Facebook, whatever it is, I don't know. But anyway, she posted our stuff on that, and hopefully I'll get some hits on that. I'm gonna go pass out some business cards to some of these yards out here that I see that need some love, and hopefully get some phone calls. But anyway, guys, if y'all got any suggestions on whether or not I should have accepted pay, or whether or not there's some other things that I should add to my business during the wintertime to just kind of keep income rolling in, y'all give me a shout. Look, or hit me up in the comments below. And but until the next videos, guys, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money, boys. Catch y'all later. Bye.